Hello, welcome back guys to another prediction video. This time, a second leg of the Copa Libertadores. So, as you may know, I got both predictions correct from last time. But now, viewers, you might want to stay until the end because I want to have some crazy upsets in this video. Why? Because I love making upsets. It's one of my favorite things to do while predicting football matches. So let's get right into it. So starting off with Flamengo versus Racing. So we all know that Flamengo won against Palmeiras in the Brasileirão Serie A, and yeah, they're joined with Palmeiras on the top right now. No, I mean Palmeiras picked up a point, and they're ahead by 1 point, just 1 point. But Flamengo, I think they're gonna catch up. But the first leg didn't go well for Flamengo. They dominated the game. They had more shots, more possession, but they still couldn't find a way in. But it broke. Despite having several chances, they couldn't really shoot properly. They forgot their shooting cleats. But then my Colombian man, Jorge Carrascal, man of the match, he did it. An insane performance against Racing and scored a late minute winner against Racing to seal the game and to score the game for the game to end 1-0. But Flamengo had a disallowed goal that could have been 2-0, but the goal was disallowed thanks to an offside header from Pedro. Pedro could have scored again, but he didn't score. So yeah, tomorrow Racing versus Flamengo. Racing, yeah, they didn't play in the Argentinian league. They were still 9th after they were like 13th, and now they climbed up. But here's the thing with Racing. Every time they come back, they did it against Peñarol. They were 1-0 down from the first leg, and then they came back. They did it against Racing. I mean, against Vélez, but they didn't really do it because they won both legs, 1-0, 1-0. But so who do I think I got winning? It's very, very tough. It's very, very close. The game is going to be played in Avellaneda. And yeah, we know that Flamengo, they kind of struggle in away games. They kind of. Because the last time they played in Argentina, they lost 1-0, but they won on penalties. So I'm going to give out my prediction. This is really, really tough. But I just think Racing are just... Here's the thing though. Racing needs to score 2 goals to come back. But if they go to penalties, I don't feel sure with their keeper. But Flamengo, but they're just such a good team, Flamengo. But who do I have winning this tie? This might be one of the closest games I've ever had to predict. But now we have like Flamengo. They struggle, but then they win on penalties. I think it's gonna be very tricky for Racing. It's just very, very close to predict. So close. But I know they did it. Racing needs to score 2 goals against a really, really good Brazilian team, which I don't think is gonna happen. So here's my prediction. I think that the prediction is gonna be 1-0 Racing. That's right. Now there's no extra time now. There's no extra time. If there was extra time, I would have put Racing to win. But there's no extra time anymore. The game goes straight to pens if it's tied. Which is why I think Flamengo are gonna win on penalties and go through to the Copa Libertadores final in Lima. So yeah, that's my first prediction. Sorry, Racing, but you have to score more than twice against a really, really good Flamengo team that played in the Club World Cup, by the way. And now, moving on to our next game. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a first game that was between Liga de Quito and Palmeiras. What a first game that was. Ooh. So, the first game finished. What a thrashing by Liga de Quito. 3-0. 3-0. against a very, very good Palmeiras team. So, I think that Palmeiras, yeah, they're a good team, but now they've been winless for 3 games in a row. Lost 2 in a row, but then they ended their streak by tying to Cruzeiro last game of the Brazilian league. The last game they played was against Cruzeiro, which they tied 0-0. But here we have. Does Palmeiras have the capacity to come back, score 4 goals, maybe 3 minimum goals to score against a really, really informed Liga Quito team, which are so good? They are the dark horses of this tournament, Liga Quito. They're the dark horses of this tournament, which is why that they beat them 3-0. Remember, I watched that game. I even was sending y'all some updates, telling you that I actually locked in, which I am. I will lock in this time with my predictions. So, I think that, Liga Quito played a phenomenal game against Palmeiras. Liga Quito, 2 goals from that Bolivian guy. I forgot his name, but that Bolivian player was a really, really good player. Was it? I forgot, but it was a Bolivian player. It was like Algarañas or something like that. Algarañas. I don't really know, but he was a Bolivian player who scored 2 goals. What a game. 3-0. And then their captain scored. And yeah, they have good players like Carlos Grueso, that Bolivian guy. I forgot his name. Palmeiras, do they have the capacity to come back on an electrifying green stadium? The stadium's going to be fully green. Yeah. The stadium's going to be fully green. So, they're going to be like, the Palmeiras fans are they're going to go like very well. They need their team to come back. Which is why I'm going to give out my prediction. It's going to be a very, very close game. I think that Liga Quito they're just gonna barely hang on. They're gonna hang on to a thread. They're gonna hang on. So I think the game is gonna finish 2-0 to Palmeiras. 2-0 to Palmeiras, which that means that Liga Quito goes to the final. And the final is gonna be Flamengo versus Liga Quito. What a final that will be. I will watch the game. What a game that's gonna be, if it happens. So hopefully, maybe I don't jinx anything. Oh yeah, that's it. That's end of my predictions, and we'll see you for the grand final. Bye bye.